Do you believe that you are going to get cancer? If so, you're probably one of 3 billion people on this planet who are terrified of getting the disease and who are starting to expect it because of what they hear in the media. Let's talk about what I call the Kate Middleton effect. There are no coincidences in this life. You are not at the mercy of the universe. There is no power beyond you. There is no greater power that has the ability to give you some random disease like cancer because you are the chosen one who is supposed to suffer on this earth. That's all just ridiculous. Also, there is no gene in this world that determines whether or not you're going to get a particular disease. But there's a lot of mixed messages and very intentional messages out in the media that make you believe certain things. So what do I mean by the Kate Middleton effect? First of all, this has nothing to do with her. I sincerely wish her well, and I hope that she heals from her cancer swiftly, and I hope that she gets the privacy that she deserves, just like any other human being on this planet. When a celebrity like her shares something like she did in the media, there is a ripple effect from that. Imagine all these people watching that short clip of her sharing the fact that she has been struggling with cancer after having abdominal surgery and then finding out that there were cancerous cells in her body. Every person, every woman who's around 30 to 40 to 50 years old, who has children, who is seemingly healthy, is going to start thinking, oh, she's a woman, she's about my age, she has kids, she was perfectly fine before, and now she has cancer. Do I have cancer? And that is how you start planting the seeds for a new belief. Nothing in this world can get to you unless you believe in it, unless you match up with the vibration of it, and unless you think that that is a possibility for you too. That goes for anything that you label as good or bad. It doesn't matter, but belief trumps everything. And when you start surrendering to a belief, which is essentially just a thought or a sentence or an opinion that somebody shares with you, then you are opening yourself up to thinking like that person. And we know that a belief is just a thought that you keep thinking over and over again, which goes to say that if you hear a new thought, I have cancer, and you start playing around with that thought in your mind, and then you attach a strong emotion to it. I'm afraid of cancer. So not only have you picked up a thought, I have cancer, but you've also picked up the emotion that goes along with it, I'm afraid of cancer. Mix these two together and think about that thought all day long and feel the emotion of being afraid of getting cancer, then that is a sure recipe for maybe getting cancer in the future. You get what you think about, whether you want it or not. Now hear me. I'm not saying that every single person who has watched Kate Middleton talk about her cancer will get cancer. No. But what I am saying is that they are opening themselves up to the idea of cancer, the frequency of cancer. If you think about something long enough, it has to appear. That is one of the laws of the universe. Try it. How long do you have to think about a strawberry before it appears somewhere in your life? That's a silly example, but the idea is exactly the same. You get what you think about, whether you want it or not. Any thought that has a strong emotion attached to it is more likely to appear in your life. If you think thoughts around wanting to go on a hike and you're really excited about going on that hike, chances are that somebody in your life is going to suggest to you that you should go on a hike together, and all of a sudden you're on a mountain, on a hike, doing that thing that you felt so excited about. Because you had a thought, you paired it with a strong emotion, and there you are. Equally, if somebody tells you there's a new study, and that study shows that people with this one gene will probably get cancer, and you happen to have that gene, then you are going to start playing around with all sorts of scenarios in your mind where you think about getting that cancer, and then you start getting afraid of it. And all of a sudden, if you do that for a very long time, over and over again, you might get cancer. That's not the cancer's fault. It is a byproduct of the mind mixed with very strong emotions. Don't be afraid of your thoughts. They're just a product of the mind. Everybody thinks all day long. But what you don't know is that you have control over your thoughts. You can literally think about whatever you want to think about, and you forgot that. The reason you think the way you do is because you've practiced that way of thinking. What I teach the members inside my membership group is to think differently. And it takes a while to condition your mind in a certain way, in a different way, to get different outcomes. Because you are a master creator. Whatever you're thinking about is what appears in your life. You're just unaware of those thoughts, and so you think it's random what appears. But if you were to get really focused, and if you were to choose what you think about, and if you did that deliberately, then you could control the effects of your thoughts. You could control your environment. You could control the things that you experience in life. And you wouldn't have to be afraid of cancer, because cancer is just a vibration. It is not something that certain people get because of certain genes. There is no study that has proven that. But there are many medical companies who would like you to believe in that, because they will have the medicine that might heal you. But you're your own healer. Can we please get back to that discussion? You can heal yourself. You can change your thoughts. You can change your emotions. You can change your belief systems if you just start paying attention. Belief is not some strange thing that you don't understand. Everything you see in your life is because of what you believe in. And if you don't believe in something, you will not see it. It's that simple. Somebody asked me a question in the comment section about food and diets and what their effects are on healing your body. I've tried every single diet. I've been on a diet for the majority of my life. Gluten-free, dairy-free, carnivore, no this, no that. I've done it all. You don't even want to know about all that shit, the weird shit that I've done. And I can honestly say that very little of that works. Why? Because your beliefs are standing in the way. That is also why some things work for me, but not for you. I hold a certain belief that it's going to work for me. Therefore, it works. You look at me, and the fact that it works for me might strengthen your belief, but it might not be strong enough for you to get similar results as I did, because you don't believe in it fully yet. And if I were to give advice to somebody who was healing themselves and who was working on food intolerances, I would tell them to do exactly what the person did who asked this question. Your intention is to eat whatever it is that you want and feel good about it. You have to find a way to turn those thoughts into a belief by thinking those thoughts over and over again. That is the work. There is no magic bullet. There is no reason for you having success with something while I don't, other than belief and consistent thoughts and aligning yourself with that belief. Now that takes a bit of practice, and there are a lot of things that you can do that work against creating that belief. And that's just something that you have to figure out or join my program. But fact of the matter is that you can change your beliefs at home. I did it. I told myself, no, actually, I decided that I was going to heal myself at home. And then I started doing that work. I thought thoughts that were in line with that belief, that goal. And then I spent a lot of time thinking around that and feeling around that. That's what you need to do too. If you are afraid of cancer, then I would suggest that you sit down and think about what it is that you're actually afraid of. It's not the cancer. You're afraid of the fear of dying, the fear of losing certain capacities, the fear of not being with your family. That is an emotion that is way scarier than the actual cancer itself. And that's where most people get stuck. Don't get stuck in something as silly as cancer. I'm not saying that it's silly because I get that it's a serious thing that can be very difficult to live with. But when you focus and latch on to something like a diagnosis like cancer, then all of your rational thinking will go out the window, and it will be very hard for you to move into a different state of being from there, because all you can think about is cancer and being afraid of it. Isn't it a wonderful thing that you have the capacity to think about whatever you want to think about? And you can create any belief that you want to hold in your mind, which means that you also can achieve and experience anything you want in this life. I know that that's triggering for some of you because you keep thinking, oh, it's easy for you to say, or I don't have the skills, or I'm born in a country that isn't as privileged as yours. No, that doesn't make any difference. Yes, some people grow up in certain countries and environments that are more privileged, but it's still a matter of belief. Don't give away your power by believing in something like that, subscribing in something that makes you feel powerless. Focus on the things that you do have power over. Those are your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs. And the rest will sort itself out. I promise you that. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so. Please leave your comments down below, and I shall see you in the next video. Much love to you.